Well, hi there, and welcome to 3 by 2 area model multiplication. Yay! We have been continuing this whole trend around multiplication techniques. One we have been using constantly is the area model. We have been doing that with 2 by 2 numbers, meaning 2-digit times 2-digit. We just recently did 3 by 1. Today we're going to focus on the 3 by 2. Meaning, again, I have a 3-digit number and I'm multiplying it by a 2-digit number. So maybe 826 times 51 could be an example. With doing our area model of multiplication, again, our steps are no different than they've been in all the other videos. Right? We want to expand. Then you make your model using your rows and your columns, right, which come from expanding. That's why we do it. And then you multiply, and then you ultimately add those numbers together. So let's go ahead and walk through that. I feel like at this point we've seen this happen a lot, so hopefully we're feeling really comfortable. Steps don't change because there's more digits. Our model will look a little different, but it's still made of rows and columns. It's still an area model. So let's go on with it. 826 times 51. So step one, let's go ahead and expand. So I'm going to say 800 plus 20 plus 6. Now I am expanding my second number, right? So I have 50 plus 1. Sorry, they never really line up perfectly under each other because, well, it takes a lot of space to write them. So there we have it. Step one, we expanded. Now, this is where the area model changes because as you can see, in this case, if I called this rows, I'm going to have 3 different rows. 1 row of 800, 1 row of 220, and 1 row of 6. That's 3 rows. And I'm going to have 2 columns. Right, I'm going to have a column of 50 and a column of 1. So let's go ahead and build that. Let's see here. I'll start with my rows. So we said we had a row of 800. We have a row of 20. We have a row of 6. So it could look like that. Okay. And now we have our columns. We have a column of 50, a column of 1. So really that just cuts down the middle there. All right, so now my area model is getting larger, right? The more digits you have, the bigger your model gets. That's fine. That's just more paper. No big deal. You're going to be all right with it. You can do this. So let's go ahead and set up this row of 800 times the column of 50. This row of 800 times this column of 1. This row of 20 times this column of 50. Row of 20 times the column of 1. Row of 6 times the column of 50, and the row of 6 times the column of 1. Okay, so let's multiply. This is a gift. This is the identity property of multiplication. So any number times 1 is that number. So that row was good. 8 times 5, we're counting by 5 8 times. So that's 40. And then I have 1, 2, 3 digits. 1, 2, 3, or 3 zeros. Wow, that's a bigger number. So we got 40,000 there. Okay. 2 times 5 is 10. And 2 more zeros. That gets me 1,000. 6 times 5 is 30. And a 0. So that's 300. Okay, so now we got to add all of these up. And this is again where as we get with more digits, 3 by 2, there's just more numbers to be working with. So you really have to take your time and pay attention to lining up place values. So my first one is 40,000. One thing when my area models get this big, I kind of cross out numbers as I write them down. And I do like to go like down a column, maybe. And again, I'm lining up all the place values. And in fact, what I'm noticing here is actually I'm going to run out of space and I don't want to cram. So I'm actually just going to add up these 3 numbers first and then I'll come back for these. So that's a 0, and a 3. It's a 1 and a 4. So that's pretty cool. So 41,300. That worked out pretty easy. So I'm going to write that over here. That's not my answer. All right. Give it some space so you can line things up. Now we're going to add on the 800, the 20, and then the 6. So it's me a 6 in the ones place, a 2 in the tens place, a 1 in the hundreds. I got to regroup. That's 2. So there you have it. 826 times 51 is going to get me 42,126. And if I really thought about estimation, right, is this reasonable? Well, my estimation is 40,000. So yeah, to me, that's reasonable because I have a larger number. It makes sense that maybe I'm off by 2,000, but that's still pretty reasonable. Okay, so here it is, 3 by 2 multiplication using the area model. Same steps, but again, notice the model starts to change. It's getting larger. Let's do another one. Let's see. Let me get some ideas. You got it? Yep, thank you. Awesome. I heard you say that through the computer screen. You said 532. I'm going to multiply that by, everyone always wants to say 99. We'll save 99 for the next one. Let's say 62. Okay, trust me, we'll get to 99. I mean, really, that's just multiplying by a bunch of nines. All right, step 1, expand your numbers. So 500 plus 30 plus 2. And then 60 plus 2. All right, make the model. So again, I go back to when we were doing base 10 models, right? Oh, and again here, we can switch it around. Like maybe this time I'll make this my columns. Remember, it doesn't matter what you prefer. I always stick with one. I usually do the first one as my rows, but whatever. It doesn't matter because I'm going to get to the same answer. So there's my 3 columns. Okay, and then I have 2 rows. I have a row of 60 and I have a row of 20 or 2. Okay. So we're going to multiply these again. I like to set up my multiplication problem first. It's just a lot easier for me that way. So that's a column of 500 times 60, and this is a column of 500 times 2. It's a column of 30 times 60, and a column of 30 times 2. Column of 2 times 60, and a column of 2 times 2 with a row. Yeah, okay. So now let's just solve that. Let's see, 5 times 6 is 30. And then 1, 2, 3 zeros. 1, 2, 3. So that's 30,000. 3 times 6 is 18. 2 zeros. 2 times 6 is 12. 1 0. 5 times 2 is 10. 2 zeros. 2 times, or 3 times 2 is 6. 1 0. And 2 times 2 is 4. There's no zeros there. Okay. So again, I have all these large numbers I have to add together. So I always want to give myself space to do that. So we're going to take 30,000. I'm going to add 1,800. I'm going to add 120. I'm going to add 1,000. Add 60. I'm going to add 4. Again, notice I lined everything up. This is also tricky with commas. Like make sure your commas look good, so that you don't accidentally, maybe count that as like a 1 and get really confused. So really make sure your commas are noticeable. If you're doing this on a screen like this, it's not as easy in my opinion. If you're doing it on notebook paper, you can always make sure that comma sits really low down by the blue line. Okay, so ones place. All these zeros plus a 4 just equal 4. Tens place, I have a 0, 0, 2, 0, 6. So 6 plus 2, that's 8. 0, 8, 1, 0, so that's a 9. 8 plus 1 is 9. Again, those are commas. Whoa. Oh, not that one. This is a comma, and this is a comma, so I'm not counting those. And then, so in the thousands place, I have a 0 plus a 1 plus a 1 is a 2, and then a 3. So I get 32,984. So there you have it. I mean, really, I think we're just going to kind of hold up right there. Oh, wait, I said we're going to do a 99. So let's do that. Let's make that a pause the video problem. Y'all love this one. Every year I do this work. Someone always says, let's do 999 times 99. Okay, woohoo. Okay, so pause this. Do 999 times 99. Come back, compare notes with me, see how you did. So you're pausing now and going to work. So welcome back, because you just unpaused the video and now you're saying, okay, well, I just did 999 times 99. Let's see what we got. So step one, expand. 900 plus 90 plus 9. Expand my second number, 90 plus 9. Okay, we're gonna make, oh man, this is gonna be a lot of nines. So I'm gonna make a column of 900, of 90, and 9. And a column of 90 and 9. I guess this is where you really learn 9 times 9. It's really gonna help here. So we got 90, a row of 90 times a column of 900, a row of 90 times a column of 90, a row of 90 times a column of 9, a row of 9 times a column of 900, a row of 9 times a column of 90, and a row of 9 and a column of 9. Oh my gosh, so many nines. Okay, let's do it. So 9 times 9 is 81. So really, I'm just gonna go back and count my zeros later because all of these are gonna have 81 in the start. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, none, none. Okay. Oh, now let's add all these up. See, now you see why every time someone says, oh, let's do 999 times 9 and 9, you can see that it's actually quite a bit of work. Okay, so 81,000, this is 8,100, this is 810, another 8,100, another 810, and then 81. Okay, but I'm gonna note I'm running out of space, so I'm gonna come back for this one. So that's why I'm gonna circle it. I'm gonna add it on. I just don't have space right now. And I don't want to squeeze things. That's where I make mistakes. So in ones place for now is a 0, 2 in the tens place, 8, 9, 10, 18, carry, 8, 9, 10, and 8 is 18. Okay, so I get 98,820, but I got to add 81 still. So let's put this here, 98,820. I'm going to add 81. Oh man, I'm going to erase this. That doesn't really help, right? But you know. Okay, 1, this is a 10, 9, 8, 9. Whew. Okay, so 98,901 would be your answer. Okay, so there is 2 by 3 multiplication using the area model. I want to really encourage that you practice and use this. We've done it with 2 by 2. We've done it with 2 by 1. Again, we're trying all of the techniques out, and then ultimately we kind of get to this place where we start using the one that really makes sense to us. So if you're a big fan of area model, after practicing it, use it. If you're a big fan of partial products, which we talked about yesterday, start using it. But again, days like today, practice the skill we're presenting, and then next week you can really start thinking about what do you want to use to help yourself solve it. As always, thanks for being here. We appreciate your hard work, and we will see you on the next video.